Okay, so I just tried to explain to the class here in period 3 that this project is all about our old friend y equals mx plus b. Okay, where b is the y-intercept and m is the slope. Sometimes they call x the root if y is 0. You know that language from middle school math. All right, so that's what we're doing here in this linear function class. Now, what about a constructor? Let's start on top, right? Let's go to the top. Let's go back to November and do instance fields, and then any constructor or constructors we need before we get to these methods. We got to set these guys up, don't we? This is, after all, a basic class first. So let's look at the tester, see what it needs. How do we make linear functions? Let's see. We make one by giving it two things, slope and the y-intercept. Now, are those ints or doubles? Let's see. We're asking the user for slope and storing it in a double. So that's a double slope. We're asking for y-intercept and storing that in a double. So we're giving it two doubles. So I guess we're going to have two double instance fields. You want to call them, are we good with M for slope and B for y-intercept? You want to do that? M is slope and B is y-intercept. I think we're all okay with that. I'll spell it out if you want me to. You can if you want to. So the constructor gets those guys. Public linear function. Maybe I'll spell it out now, huh? Double slope and double y-intercept. I'll put those guys into my instance fields. Am I doing that right? Let's see. Slope comes first. Y-intercept comes next. I think that's good. All right. Get slope. Wow, I like that one. Return M. Okay. Get y-intercept. I like that one too. Hope that's a quiz question soon. Return B. Get root. What did that 7th grade teacher say the root was? What did that pre-algebra teacher say the root was? What did Reisky say 5 minutes ago? The root is what you get when y is 0. Right? So what's that? Oh my gosh, I gotta do some more algebra. If y is 0, then x is negative b over m? Yeah? I think so. All right, so return negative b over m. Ugh, that was painful. Brain hurts. Okay, get y value for a certain value of x. So what is y when x is this value? Well, that's just mx plus b. Just times it out and add. That's m times x plus b. Yeah? And then the opposite thing, I guess, is get x value, and y is that thing in the parentheses there when it's a parameter. We get a parameter for y. So, and what is x going to be? So now we got to do some order operations and algebra crap, huh? So parentheses y minus b over m. Did I say it right? Let's see, return y minus b over m. Whew. compile. All right. Does my tester compile? All right. Now we're going to run the tester, and I'm going to use the sample input the book gave us so I know if I'm doing it right or not. I don't want to think too hard. I'll just use their sample input. So it's on page 9 of this chapter. Below is a typical run. So when I run it, I should get that output. Let's see. What's the slope? -3. What's the y-intercept? 2.5. That work? -3.0. Looks good. And now it's good so far. Now it's asking for an x value for us to solve for y. -4.61. Yep, so far so good. Now it's asking for a y value to solve for x. All right. All good. So that's the project at the end of the interface lesson. Practice that tonight.